Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn about the entire lesson in a shortcut way just before examinations. In what way we have to revise the total India Relief PHS lessons. In a flowchart method, we can easily remember the main topics which are covered in this lesson. Okay, let's start now. India Relief PHS. How many relief PHS are there in India? About climatic conditions, about the rivers, entire about India geographical feature we are going to learn in this lesson. The first, basically we can divide the lesson into the three parts. First, in the first three pages, the information gave about location and extension of the India, how much width, how much length, and which longitude, latitudinal values. So that information given at the location and extension. Next, geographical background. In this only how India formed before India's names, what is Gondwana land, what is Angara land, how Himalayas formed, how Indo-Gangetic plains are formed. These information covered in this. And finally, the entire lesson comes under this only. This is major relief divisions. India divided into how many major divisions from Himalayas to islands, Himalayas to Indo-Gangetic Plain and Deccan Plateau and coastal plains to Thar Desert and two islands. So this is about the total lesson information in this third part. Now again we are going to start about this location and extent already. We know about the location of India belongs to northern hemisphere, India belongs to eastern hemisphere, and what is the longitudinal and latitudinal extension? India between 8 degrees 4 north north latitude and 36 degrees 7 north north latitude, and longitudinal extension from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh at Gujarat 68 degrees and 7 north east longitude and 97 degrees 25 east longitude. This is about India's location. Now, what are they giving this? Once you can check. So, northern hemisphere only they give. Actually, we have to remember about that. Eastern hemisphere also. India belongs to northern hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. Next, latitudes 8 degrees 4 north and 37 degrees 6 at Jammu Kashmir. Next, in the previous, maybe I confused 36 7, but 37 6. Next, longitudes 68 degrees 7 east longitude and 97 2.5. Next, India's standard meridian line, which is passes from Allahabad and at Andhra Pradesh, Kakinada. The middle of India's line, that is only 82.5 degrees east longitude, and also we call as 82 and 30 knots east longitude. That is also called as Indian Standard Timeline. It is also considered as IST. Next, about Indian Peninsula. So these are the important points in this. Next, geographical background. What we are going to read in this geographical background. Here, Gondwana land origin. How Gondwana land formed from the Africa tectonical plate. Okay. Main Indian tectonical plate belongs to this Gondwana only. This is moving towards the northeast direction and correlated with the big tectonical plate, that Angara plate. Because of this process only Himalayas formed. Next, correlation with the Eurasian plate. That Eurasian plate, another name only Angara land. Okay, that we are going to read in this. Next, folding processes. How Himalayas are became a folded mountains. That we are learn in this area. How the formation of Himalayas only comes under this. Next, sedimentary deposition. Here, after formation of the Himalayas, how the main rivers are formed from the glaciers of the Himalayas, and that rivers how they took the sedimentary rocks and the pebbles and alluvial soils, how they are caused for the formation of Indo-Gangetic plain, that we are going to read in this area. Next, the important thing for the total lesson, that is only major relief divisions of the lesson. Total 6 relief features are there for India. That 6 one by one we are going to learn in this lesson. First, about Himalayas, major relief feature. Next, Indo-Gangetic plain. Next one is Peninsular Plateau. Next, Thar Desert. Next, coastal plains, and finally islands. Again, the major relief divisions, total 6 we already learned. Himalayas, the Indo-Gangetic plain, Peninsular Plateau, the Thar Desert and coastal plains. Last one, the islands. Now, these all the geographical features where they are situated or located in India map, we have to once check, then we will go and discuss about one by one. Now, in India map, the first one, Himalayas. Himalayas in a arch shape at a north side from Jammu Kashmir onwards they start. They are like a arch shape only from here starting. Three ranges are there in Himalayas. The first one is Himadri, also called as Greater Himalayas. It took a hairpin bend near Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. The second one is Himachal, Lesser Himalayas, another range, and it is take the same hairpin bend near Arunachal Pradesh. The last one is Shivalik. So like this, all the three Himalayan ranges are in a arch shape. Okay, this is the location. Next, Indo-Gangetic Plain. Bottom of this Himalayas from Pakistan onwards up to this Bangladesh, this big plain area, it is only called as Indo-Gangetic Plain. This Indo-Gangetic Plain again classified into three parts: Western Indo-Gangetic Plain, Central Indo-Gangetic Plain and Eastern Indo-Gangetic Plain. This Indo-Gangetic Plain mainly formed because of three important rivers. The three important rivers are Indus River at west side, Indus River and its tributaries influences the west side part of Indo-Gangetic Plain, and Ganga River and its tributaries the central part of the Indo-Gangetic Plain influenced, and the eastern part is influenced by the Brahmaputra River, which is came from this Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Meghalaya, then enter into the Bangladesh. So this is about Indo-Gangetic Plain. In Himalayas, three ranges are there. Again, Indo-Gangetic Plain, three parts. Next one, the Deccan Plateau or Peninsular Plateau, a triangular plateau which is existed in the South India. This is only called a Deccan Plateau. This Deccan Plateau again surrounded by here Vindhya Mountains, next to Satpura Mountains. So for this Deccan Plateau's north side edge is Satpura Mountains, later only Vindhya Mountains, and this Deccan Plateau having slope towards east direction. Why it is having slope towards east direction? Here it is surrounded by three sides, all sides mountains. Here Vindhya, Satpura, next this side Western Ghats. It is a continuous mountain range or hill range from Gujarat bottom onwards up to Kerala. This is a continuous mountain range without any break. And at east side from Bengal bottom Odisha onwards, it is not a continuous range. In middle so many gaps are there. Wherever rivers are flowing near Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi, where rivers are there only some gaps are there middle. So only they are not continuous mountains or hills. And at the bottom near Tamil Nadu, these eastern Ghats and that western Ghats both are joined together. There, these two are joined together, they are only Nilagiri mountains. So this Deccan Plateau is surrounded by west side Western Ghats, east side Eastern Ghats, north side is the Satpura and Vindhya, bottom Nilagiri. And here these Western Ghats are have more elevation and Eastern Ghats are less elevated area. So only this table land having slope towards east direction. Because of that reason only the many rivers which are originated in this Western Ghats are flowing towards east direction only. Where the rivers are joining into this Bay of Bengal, there only they cut these mountain ranges area, and they are only caused for the breaking of this Eastern Ghats or Eastern Ghats mountain ranges or hill ranges, and these rivers formed different kind of deltas here. Based on this, coastal plains are also formed. This is about the Deccan Plateau and Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, and here near Gujarat above and some part of the Pakistan and Rajasthan is covered with one great Indian desert. This desert only called as Dhar Desert. It is another kind of geographical feature in India. Next, these are Coral Islands, Lakshadweep Islands, and these are Andaman Nicobar Islands, volcanic islands. These are also another geographical feature which are located in India map. So these are all geographical features which are belongs to our first lesson. Okay, map point and location you observed. Next, again we are going to the flow chart. So here, how many geographical features? There are 6: Himalayas, Indo-Gangetic Plain, Peninsular Plateau, Thar Desert, coastal plains, and islands. Now one by one we have to check. Here, the Himalayas. Himalayas again, Greater Himalayas is also called as Himadri. Lesser Himalayas is also called as Himachal, and Shivalik is also called as Outer Himalayas. Purvanchal, actually Purvanchal, a part of this Shivalik only. The Shivalik mountains are the eastern part of our country. In Arunachal Pradesh, in Manipur, Meghalaya, Assam, in that area, the Himalayan mountains which are belongs to Shivalik range are only known as Purvanchal mountains. Other name only actually. Okay, this is about the Himalayas, all the important things. Greater Himalayas also called as Himadri. Lesser Himalayas also called as Himachal, Shivalik also called as Outer Himalayas. Next, about Indo-Gangetic Plain. Already I explained in that map. Indo-Gangetic Plain 3 parts: Western, Central, and Eastern. So Western part of is influenced by the Indus River. Central part is influenced by the Ganga River, and eastern part is influenced by the Brahmaputra River. Along with this Indo-Gangetic Plain, above the Indo-Gangetic Plain, two other geographical features are there. They are only Babar and Terai. What is Babar and what is Terai? Terai is a fertile land. That Babar is a very narrow belt which is covered with pebbles and stones. Bottom of the foothills of the Shivalik mountains, bottom of the Himalayas only. Once again we have to check in the India map where this Babar and Terai. Now once you can observe, again one more time, that Indian map. There actually the last range is Shivalik. Here, last range of the Himalayas. Bottom of that Shivalik range, from Himalayas, so many glaciers, and after melting of the glaciers they formed as rivers. That rivers flow from the hills and entering into this plain area. Before going to enter into this plain area, here a kind of narrow belt which is mixed with many pebbles. It is 8 to 18 kilometers width only there. This is only called as Babar. After completion of the Babar, the plain area, first one, that is only Terai land. So, along with the Himalayas here, 5 geographical features or physical features we can notice. Now I am going to tell about this one. If one person wanted to go to the Greater Himalayas or Himadri from South India, he first reached the Terai. Terai, a fertile land with a thick forest. After crossing that Terai, he went to big pebbles where more stones are there. After then, he reached to that Shivalik. After Shivalik, the Lesser Himalayas, last Greater Himalayas. So these 5 are like 5 steps. First Terai, next Babar, next Shivalik, next Lesser Himalayas, last Greater Himalayas. And another quality of the Babar, in Babar only the stones appear, but we can experience the sound of the water at the bottom of the stones. So it can said also as underground rivers are there in that Babar region. That underground rivers again reappear near that Terai area. So this is about these 5 places in that area, which are related to Himalayas. Next. In the flow chart again. So Barber and Terai complete. Next, Peninsular Plateau. In the Peninsular Plateau, what are the parts? Again, Peninsular Plateau, north side, north-west side, Malwa Plateau, which is related to some part of Madhya Pradesh area, near Vindhya, Satpura mountains area, one of the tableland of plateau, that is only Malwa Plateau. It is also called as Central Highland. And Deccan Plateau, the middle one, what I draw, the triangular part, that is only called as Deccan Plateau. It's one side Western Ghats, one side Eastern Ghats, both are there. Okay, and Chota Nagpur Plateau is also there, east side. Okay, once again in the map we will check them. Where is Chota Nagpur Plateau? Where is so here the triangular part only Deccan Plateau. Triangular part. For this Deccan Plateau, north-west side edge after Satpura and Vindhya mountains in this region only Malwa Plateau located. So Malwa Plateau also connected with this Deccan Plateau between the two mountain ranges are there. Next, here Chhattisgarh area and a little part of Jharkhand. In this region, the Chota Nagpur Plateau came. Regarding Chota Nagpur Plateau, one objective question, so many times it will come, that is, which is the plateau having rich minerals. Okay, rich in minerals, immediately we have to remember about the Chota Nagpur Plateau. So Telangana Plateau middle, so it is about the Deccan Plateau. This Deccan Plateau surrounded by west side Western Ghats, they are continuous range, and east Western Ghats are continuous range. Eastern Ghats having some breaks. They are not a continuous range. Okay, wherever rivers are flowing, there only they are having some gaps. Okay, in between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, the Deccan Plateau is situated, and these Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats joined together near Godaluru at Tamil Nadu. These only Nilagiri hills. So these are Western Ghats, these are Nilagiri, these are Eastern Ghats. Between the Deccan Plateau only there. Next, here about coastal plains. Other important geographical feature, coastal plain. The western coastal plain starting from bottom of the Gujarat onwards, it is starting. Where it is touched to the ocean or sea, that is only marine area, that is only called as a coastal area. Where a place which is touching with the sea or ocean, that is only called as coastal area. For our India, the west coast is three parts. The first part is only Konkan coast. The second part is called as Kerala coast, and the last part near Kerala, that is only Malabar. In the same way, for east side also, three coasts are there. These three are classified again based on the borders from West Bengal to Odisha, Utkal coast. For total Andhra Pradesh, Sarkar coast, the bottom one only Coromandel coast. So like that, the coastal areas are also classified. The next one, here we have to locate Aravalli Mountains. From this point, we have to move little up from, this is the starting point only. From here, we need to draw Aravalli Mountains. Aravalli Mountains, west side only, the Thar Desert is there. So that is only called as the leeward side of the Aravalli Mountains. The rain shadow area of the Aravalli Mountains. Where the less rainfall is took place, there only the desert formed. So this is about desert. And more two geographical features in India, Lakshadweep Islands at west side and Andaman Nicobar Islands at east side. So this is about the total geographical feature. Also we can check finally in the flowchart. So about Peninsular Plateau, They gave about the Central Island, Malwa, Deccan Plateau, and Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Next, about Dhar Desert, what the information they gave? Leeward side of Aravalli, and in the Dhar Desert, Luni River is there, and it is belongs to arid climate. And finally, this is western coast, Konkan, Kenara, Malabar, three, and eastern coast, Utka, Sarkar, and Coromandel. The two groups of islands are Lakshadweep Islands, and Andaman Nicobar Islands. So this is the total flowchart of lesson 1. Okay. So these are the main topics we have to revise from this lesson. Okay. Thanks friends. Once again we will meet with another video.